my screen, and we are going to jump on to the PowerPoint. And I will also upload this PowerPoint for anyone who is needing it when I'm complete. Okay, so Lifelong Vitality Program, and we are going to understand how this helps us look, feel, and live longer. First of all, we've got clinically supported benefits. Cellular longevity, lifespan is shown to increase when you take care of yourself. And we got major help on the anti-inflammatory end of things. We have mitochondria support for natural cellular energy and metabolism. You have DNA protection, just overall immune system, cardiovascular, brain and cognitive function, digestive health, you name it, even joint health. And I can speak to all of those from being on them for over 3 years now. So shouldn't I be able to feel my supplements working for me? Yes. And so here we have, the worldwide life expectancy has reached a peak. You can see here that for men it's 68 and for women it's 73. And this is looking at 120-year life expectancy for some people. So children and adults, and more particularly children and adults in industrialized nations, expect to live longer than their grandparents. Advances in sanitation, refrigeration, and modern medicine have contributed to longer life expectancy over the past century. However, will your children enjoy this life expectancy? According to some doctors, due to toxins in our environment coupled with poor nutrition and unhealthy lifestyles, many of our children will be part of the generation that does not get to experience this. And that's really sad. We've entered the 20th century in an era of acute infectious diseases, with tuberculosis the #1 killer of the population, and smallpox, tetanus, and other infectious diseases compromising 80% of all deaths in the 1900s. With these diseases nearly eradicated by the 1970s, mortality from diseases have been reduced by nearly 99%, which is awesome, ushering in an era where the major burdens of illness in the United States is chronic diseases. So they're not so much infectious, but chronic diseases. Compression of morbidity. Research shows consistent practice of lifestyle choices can delay the onset of chronic disease by 7 to 12 years. Furthermore, people who practice healthy lifestyle have on average a shorter interval between the onset of a chronic disease and death. So what are we doing wrong? Here you can see our philosophy with doTERRA from day one is that we really advocate people eating right, exercising, rest and management, and managing stress, reducing toxic load. There's so much toxic chemical exposures everywhere in the air, the water, the food, the soil, the products that people have, traditionally been using in the recent past. All of these topics, the Lifelong Vitality Pack in particular, will have a great impact on all of them. So the foundation is proper nutrition. Do we need a multivitamin? Okay, who needs a multivitamin? Everybody needs one. 9 out of 10 of us don't meet the RDA values for vitamin D and E. And then over 50% don't meet the RDA for vitamin A, calcium, and magnesium. I eat healthy diet, so I don't need supplements. And I hear that a lot when I'm working with people and doing their wellness consult. So many people tell me that, and I don't want to tell them you're wrong, but when you look at the studies and you look at what's going on with our soils and all of the toxins in the environment, as well as the way they've been breeding out, and here's that slide, they've been breeding the nutrition out of our food. Today's healthy foods very different from the historic diet. For thousands of years, agricultural breeding has always had the goal of improving yield and taste. And since many micronutrients don't taste that good, they have been inadvertently bred out of our food. These ugly wild apples on the left, you see here, have 100 times more phytonutrients and more vitamin C than apples you can buy at the grocery store that you see on the right. And this is one of the examples of what's happening to our entire food supply. Excuse me. Vitamin and mineral deficiency signs. If you feel like you're wondering, what's happening there, are you, being subjected to any of these signs and symptoms like lack of energy, fatigue, mood, irritability, immune function, bone health, and joint discomfort? Are you aching at night? Are you achy and your fists clenched in the morning? Are your skin and nails really brittle? Who needs a multivitamin? Like I said, everybody. You can see here tons of scientific studies have been put forth to show that the experts are all agreeing that you should try to eat a healthy diet, high in fruits and vegetables, and take a multi-mineral supplement. So which, multivitamin should you be taking? Okay, very important question. Multivitamins are not something you should take occasionally. They need to be taken every day, and they need to be safe and effective when you're taking them for a lifetime, right? You don't want to build up, thinking you're taking something really good, and then it's building up because you're taking it every day. And we're going to talk about that, what's happened in our past. So the evolution of multivitamins. Version 1, we're going to speak to 3 versions. The first version is the basic 1 per day multivitamin. The RDA based, they're based off the RDA values of recommended dosage for everybody. They're poor quality. They have artificial ingredients. And they've been around for 60 years, and the products evolved in stages. These I just kind of bulleted off here, were the first multivitamins. They hit the retail shelves in the 50s and 60s and remain a staple in today's retail and mass markets. Let's call them, like I said, version 1. They're very inexpensive products, and they deliver the RDA of most vitamins and lesser amounts of most minerals. Their ingredients are often poorly absorbed, and I can totally speak to that, and utilized by the body, and they contain many artificial ingredients. Version 2, what happened was then research in the 80s and 90s suggested that the above RDA amounts of certain nutrients have additional health benefits, and these studies paved the way to current generations of high-dose multivitamins. So they're way, too much, or they went ahead and said, oh, let's give, 1 multivitamin of magnesium and 1 multivitamin of vitamin C and 1 multivitamin of calcium. So they started to separate them out and give you way over the amount that's recommended for your daily allowance. Popular in the specialties and direct sales markets, competition in the multivitamin version 2 market is fierce, right? There's tons. If you go to a multivitamin store, you'll see just shelves and shelves of each individual nutrient overdosed. So the horsepower game, where most must be better, right? The more it has, it must be better. More is not better. So here you can see health benefits on the left, daily amount on the right. You've got good, better, best, side effects, toxicity. When there's too much, you start seeing side effects and toxicity in your system. We know that in nature, there's always a bell-shaped relationship where initially at a low nutrient intake, more is better. Then you reach a plateau of optimum intakes. And then if you keep taking more and more, you see negative side effects and ultimately toxicity. There's no exception to the rule. Even water can kill you if you drink too much of it. Okay? More is not better. And that's what research shows for many vitamins. These studies were very large, and they showed that amounts previously assumed safe turned out to actually cause side effects when people take them for a long time. Interestingly, to this date, that's still holding up to be true. Excuse me, I just got my page is mixed up. The entire supplement industry is taking a defense position. They are belittling or dismissing these studies, but we are not. We take these studies seriously because I can promise you there will be more of them. The good news for you is that doTERRA never believed in the more is better horsepower game. So let me ask you, where on this graph should we be? Right? Should we be on the left, where we had like a multivitamin that was all in one? Sometimes our artificial ingredients to get it all in there, synthetics to, you know, have a longer shelf life. Or on the right, should we be taking like this huge handful of individual nutrients in each little capsule? I'm saying we should be in the middle. We should be here. We should be right in the middle on the top, but that's easier said than done. Scientists could spend 100 years in clinical studies and still not be sure. So is there a better way to find the optimum micronutrient intakes? The multivitamin evolution. So we can see on version 3 is doTERRA's naturally balanced multivitamin in its optimal levels and unquestionably safe. So with our multivitamin revolution, we applied this new process and created this version 3 where everything is in balance with nature. This version agrees with all the recent micronutrients research, positive and negative, and we have created a new way of formulating multivitamins that really work and are unquestionably safe for a lifetime. doTERRA is on top. So now we are on top of this bell-shaped curve for micronutrients. That's where you get optimal benefits and unquestionably safety. Nothing is more or less. So we have nature as a guide. Nature has never been proven wrong. After all, nature, instead of experimenting with unnatural dosage, we believe it's much smarter to look at those micronutrient intakes that come from diet that nature has actually intended for us humans, right? Diets change, genes don't. And that's that the diet that nature has our genes programmed for. We have agricultural and industrialization have changed what we eat. Our micronutrient intakes used to be much higher than pre-agricultural history. Our genes have not changed though, since we first roamed the planet. We have to use our nutrient intakes during the long pre-agricultural period as a guide for natural intakes. What we ate back then and the micronutrients we used to get from our ancient diets, that's what nature has genetically programmed for us, and that's what our bodies still demand today, because our genes really haven't changed. So we have 3 dietary supplements, one revolutionary program called the Lifelong Vitality. We've got the Microplex MVP, and this is a food nutrient complex, exclusive, naturally balanced formula, vitamins, minerals, polyphenols, whole food blend. It's got a tummy tamer blend. It's in small veggie caps. It's whole foods, okay? Non-GMO, gluten-free, and in a vegetarian form. A proprietary blend of antioxidant vitamins, energy complex vitamins, calcium, magnesium, and zinc to provide what we may be deficient in our modern diets. And it's food in the capsule. That's what we have to realize. It's dehydrated food. So these whole food blends of broccoli, parsley, kale, dandelion, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, spinach, and kelp, right? So, some of you might say, well, why do I have to take 4 of these? It's because that's a lot of food, dehydrated food, to get you your daily amount that your body is craving to fill in the gaps, meaning you still need to eat your own whole foods. You need to be eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner, have some snacks, whole foods as much as possible. But what doTERRA did is they went ahead and got the average American diet and found that, with the average American diet, most people are getting, let's say, 17% of iodine. So they made sure in the food choices that they chose for the whole foods that it's, and the amount of it is going to give you that other amount, that other 7 or 83% of iodine. So I hope that makes sense, okay? So you don't want to have your multivitamin, your whole food supplement be giving you all your food. That would be a meal replacement. you want to still be eating really well. And what's also awesome about these is they've got a digestive enzyme blend to aid in the absorption, meaning if you are taking your multivitamin, your whole food supplement, and you do not have good bacteria in your gut and your GI tract and your small and large intestines, mainly your large intestines, and you can't absorb the food, then it's just a waste. You just literally release it right through your body. It goes right through you. And so this whole food supplement, the MVP, has the digestive enzyme blend to help you absorb it. And I'm also going to recommend that you do like the PB Assist to help absorb it. And we'll talk about that in a minute. It also has a tummy tamer blend to help prevent any upset stomach. And it's got caraway, ginger, rhizome, peppermint leaf, and those are all the tummy tamer blend. Directions for use: adults take 4 capsules per day with food, and is formulated to be used daily with the alpha CRS and the E omega, which I'm going to talk about. So remember I said whole food, great. Provides 23 essential vitamins and minerals to support normal growth of and function and maintenance of your cells. Fights free radicals with antioxidant vitamins, and that also gives you the A, C, and E. Supports healthy metabolism and cellular energy, so it really helps support your mitochondria so that you're getting that natural boost of energy, and also supports healthy immune function and healthy digestive function. I can't say enough about these. I grew up definitely around supplements. My mother was always taking supplements, and occasionally I would work with them, and I had a hard time digesting them. And I can only say from now, what a difference. It's so easy for me to digest. I take them first thing in the morning with a whole food small meal, and I really feel completely fed throughout the day. And so here you can see a whole list of what's on the back of the bottle, and you'll notice how it's going to give you the right amount of percentage according to the American diet. And some, are actually going to be okay that you have the over amount of recommended daily amount, whereas some will not. And again, that's from the research that the scientists have done, as well as other research that they're following. So, it's super important that you understand, rather than taking like 10 different bottles of individual supplements, to really say thank you to doTERRA for being so wise and, merging that version 1 and 2 to a version 3 supplement that really meets our needs and, helps with everything I just listed. And they now have folate from a lemon peel. Folates are super high in antioxidants, and they're needed for development, especially for pregnant mothers with the baby developing. You really need the right amount of the folate to help with the development of the brain and all the systems of the body. Then you go into the second bottle, which is the XE Omega, and this has essential oils and your omegas. And we do not produce omega-3 and 6, so you actually need to take them through food. Okay, so we need omegas for brain health, for cardiovascular system, and they're they're essential fatty acids. They're healthy fat to build your brain. So here we've got the omega-3s, carotenoids, vitamin A, D, and E. We have a marine life blend as well as a plant-based blend for those who are vegan. All natural ingredients. If you're doing the marine and land blend, you've got marine omega fatty acids, which last year they just added calamari into that blend, which I thought was pretty cool. The other that you're getting, I'm just looking on here, are coming from different, I can't see it right off the bat, so I'm just going to keep going. But you've got great sources of fish omegas. But if, you're worried about possibly mercury and, our seas are even, polluted, and we're having, such prayers out for upgrades in our ability to clean the oceans and help our fish out. But if you don't want to go for the fish source and you want the vegan formula, it would be great for you to switch over, and it's easy to do so. What's also awesome is that in this omega blend, there's 9 essential oils of clove, frankincense, thyme, cumin, wild orange, peppermint, ginger, caraway, and German chamomile. And these 2 working together really help you absorb those fatty acids, as well as just keep you on the uppity up for wellness. You've got clove, which is high in antioxidants, frankincense, antioxidant, cellular health, immune system support, especially in the central nervous system. Thyme, which is also immune support and anti-inflammatory. Cumin, which is great for digestion, also an anti-inflammatory. Wild orange is also great for digestion and detox, an invigorator. Peppermint, an invigorator and also digestive help. Ginger, caraway, digestive help. I mean, tons of digestive support, which is awesome if you've come from the age of version 1 or 2 taking supplements. German chamomile, also great anti-inflammatory. Okay, so I just found, finally, I want to tell you what those marine-based omegas are. They're from Norwegian renewable sources: sardine, anchovies, and mackerel. Okay. Every batch is tested to be free of over 250 contaminants, so that's really good to know. And the rare omega-5 is also found from the pomegranate extract. Okay, so super cool. That's rare. We don't always get a multivitamin or an omega source that has omega-5. Usually you're seeing 3, 6, and 9 when it's complete. So nano lipid assimilation. Let me get back to my papers that I have here. Okay. Because the nutrients in the E-omega are lipid-based, they normally would have a problem penetrating the water layers of a cell. But the E-omega easily penetrates the water layer and moves right down into the tissues where it's most needed. Because of this, the lipid assimilation, it's a lipid assimilation system, which is super, super awesome. So you're actually getting those omegas all the way through into the systems that need it, like the brain, whereas some of them, they might just pass right through you. And directions for this: take 4 a day. I personally take the Lifelong Vitality all in the morning, my whole 12 capsules, 4 from each bottle. It is recommended that you break them up and do morning and afternoon. I just found, for me, it works best first thing in the morning to do the full dose. And if I need more later, I muscle test to see if I'm needing some more support. Primary benefits, like I said: heart and circulation, supports healthy joint function and comfort, provides important modulating nutrients for healthy immune function, protects against lipid oxidation, and supports healthy function of the brain, eyes, and nervous system. It promotes healthy skin. Super important. And here you can see is the back of what is actually in there. I've pretty much gone over all that. You know, your EPA, your DHE, and your ALA are what the omega oils actually break down into. So a lot of times you're seeing what is, first, you're just seeing what nutrients are in those foods, as like coming from the calamari, the salamander, or not salamander, but the mackerel, and I can't remember what that third fish was. But anywho, and you're also seeing that some of the omega-9 is coming from like the nut oils and pomegranate seed oil. Super powerful. Then you've got the alpha CRS, the cellular vitality complex. And I wanted to test. I was started off with the Lifelong Vitality Pack. I loved them, but early on when I started taking them 3 years ago, or a little bit over 3 years ago, we were financially tight one month. And I thought, I'm going to not get the third bottle. I'm going to get the smaller supplement pack called the Daily Nutrient Pack. And I had some early onset of joint pain from some surgeries that I had. And boy, I'll tell you, I really find like great value, great support in my joint health when I got back on the Alpha CRS. So it's tons of antioxidants. Okay, so let's talk about the slides. A proprietary combination of cellular energy, cellular longevity blends made from natural botanical extracts for powerful antioxidant protection. All of these are super antioxidants, okay? So you really, when we are working with antioxidants, what is happening is you have free radicals that literally, you could produce free radicals in your body sometimes from over-exercising. Obviously, free radicals come from things in the air and different toxins that possibly ingest or breathe in. And what antioxidants do is they pair up with these free radicals, and they donate electrons to free radicals, which neutralize them and prevents them from causing harm in your body. So antioxidants are molecules that fight damage by free radicals, unstable molecules that can harm the structures. So they literally change the free radical structure so that it's not going to cause any havoc in your body. So that's powerful. And you've got, again, the perfect amounts of boswellia, bicalin, milk thistle is great for liver as well, resveratrol, green tea leaf extract, pomegranate seed extract, pineapple, turmeric, off the charts for inflammation, grape seed, sesame seed, pine bark. And pine bark, each one of these has, like I said, high antioxidant support, but pine bark is also, I just had looked it up before I got on this call, and it reduces muscle soreness, helps improve conditions with poor circulation, high blood pressure, you name it. So it's really fun to look each of these ingredients up, and I plan on making slides this year to help educate you guys one ingredient at a time. Cellular Energy Blend provides important factors for cellular energy and metabolism, supports healthy mitochondrial function, supports mental clarity and function. So, on the chemistry side of things, the coenzyme Q10, the alpha lipid acid, ginkgo biloba, they all are helping your mitochondria function and have natural energy be birthed inside of you. You want that. You want that more than you want to get it all from unnatural sources or from taking, too much, let's say too much coffee in a day. So this, I pretty much just said all this. Supports mitochondria efficiency, so total power output per cell, manage toxic mitochondria byproducts, so it's a cleaner exhaust and more antioxidant protection of DNA and other structures. So it's really, really awesome. And I think I talked about a lot of the things that are in there, but it's also even got a tummy tamer blend in that one as well. It's got peppermint leaf, ginger root, caraway seed, again, so that it digests really easy. And there's that slide. So, if you've never taken supplements, you don't know what I'm talking about by having an upset stomach. But if you have, and then you try doTERRA's, you're going to be really pleasantly surprised. Same as the other 2 bottles, 4 capsules a day. Like you said, you can break them up morning and afternoon, or you can take them all in the morning. You can play with that. You can start off with half a dose. That's what I also did at the beginning. It was more financially reasons why, and I don't recommend that. Maybe just if you're trying to ease your way into it, but really the amount that they're giving you is perfect for an adult. If you're working with a teenager or, someone younger, then let's talk about muscle testing or halving their dose. Okay, the other thing was I wouldn't take your second dose in the evening. You might be up all night because it really does help with energy, okay? So it supports healthy cell function and metabolism, helps protect cells against oxidative stress, supports cellular energy, supports healthy cellular immune function and mental clarity and brain function. I can definitely say that this is true. Oh. And here is the back of the bottle of what is in the CRS, just like what we went over. So make it a habit. You've got men, women, teenagers, pregnant, nursing mothers. Take 2 capsules in the breakfast time, and it says dinner, but I would say more towards like dinner, you know, lunch, dinner. This is that smaller box that I talked about. So if you don't have any joint issues, or you feel, you know, like you're getting enough of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory support from the foods you're eating, and or you just don't have any of that kind of signs or symptoms, this might be a good box for you. Daily nutrient pack. It's the multivitamin and the EO omega, and it's got the same things I just talked about, but doesn't have that third bottle of the CRS. So Lifelong Vitality Pack, you could be buying them individually, and you would spend $158, or when you're ordering monthly with doTERRA, they actually give you a much bigger discount. It comes out to $79.50 a month, and that is, you know, really doable when you think about your food, and are you getting enough fruits and vegetables in you? Are you getting enough, you know, botanicals and herbs that help with every function of your entire body? You know, that's a lot of money to be spending on groceries. You should be getting some good groceries, but it's so nice to have a nice supplement that fills in the gap, as well as you're making sure that they're quality, so that you are, you know, really taking care of your body and having a longer life expectancy, right? We want a healthy life. On the right here, it shows you that, you know, you could easily spend in the past with version 2 supplements that developed in the 60s and 70s. You could easily be having, you know, like 15 bottles, which would be like $250 that you're spending. So it makes a lot of sense to go with, you know, something like the Lifelong Vitality Pack that has a lot of science involved and research to develop the exact amount of quantity and quality for you. Also, we'll say that it's a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you find that they don't work for you, you can get your money back. So it's a no risk. And there it is again. You get to buy them at a discount when you are ordering monthly, and you also get the opportunity on the bottom here of this slide to get the Mito 2 Max, the Deep Blue, which also helps with any joint health, muscle health, Terra enzymes, which are great for your digestive system to properly digest and give you that adequate amount of enzyme support so you break down the food and metabolize it, as well as the PB assist so that you actually absorb it in the large intestines. We need it to get absorbed in the large intestines so it floats to your bloodstream and goes and feeds your body the nutrients that you just ate in the supplement, as well as the foods. You also have the kid supplement, which is an A to Z chewable, and the IQ Omega for brain health. So let's talk a little bit about the GI tract, the intestines. Surface area of the GI tract equivalates to a tennis court. This is the villi and the microvilli. This is how you actually take in the food. Okay, so you have that big long intestines plus Terra enzymes equals a happy body. You want to support your healthy digestive and metabolic processes. So you have an anti-gluten-free enzyme blend. It increases lactase, helps with lactose intolerance and gas. Super important. Intestinal microflora, you want friendly bacteria put in your system to help with digestion, to prevent growth of harmful pathogens, and to train the endothelial cells for immune response. Threats to the microflora that can happen are physical stressors. Like I said, you can overexercise, chemicals and toxins, unhealthy diets, travel exposures to pathogens, and antibiotics. So compromised microflora, I mean, all of a sudden you'll feel a lot of digestive discomfort, you'll have gas, you'll have your memory will be affected, fatigue, no energy, and your immune system will be definitely taxed. So you want to restart and renew. PB assist, and make sure your phones are on mute. Everybody, mute your line, whoever just got on. So the PB Assist, there's a 10-day restoration plan that you can do to really make sure that your gut is properly balanced. And the PB Assist 10-day restore, before I go into that plan, is first just to understand the technology. It's 2 capsules, okay? A pre and a probiotic. And you've got 5 billion probiotic per capsule. You've got 30 capsules per month, and they're time released. So the prebiotic is fiber. So it actually goes into the stomach, and your stomach starts to eat the fiber. And then the second capsule that has the time released probiotic then can bypass the stomach lining so that it doesn't get too acidified. That's a word. It's very acidic in your stomach, 2.75. And so that probiotic bypasses the stomach lining and gets into your small and large intestines where you need it. Okay, so not optimal nutrition for a healthy lifestyle. Let me just see. Okay, that's the end of the slideshow. And let me just say, like I was saying, and I kind of already said it, but with the PB Assist, you really want to make sure that you're taking those daily with your supplements, because if you're not, you possibly are not you're not receiving the nutrients. Because if you have any sort of old colony of unhealthy bacteria growing in your GI tract, and you're taking these supplements, you're eating really good food, but you don't think you're absorbing it because you're not gaining weight, or you just don't feel the effects like other people are telling you should, then what you might be missing out on is taking the probiotic with your meal, with your supplements, okay? And you want to be able to absorb that food, and it can't get past your intestinal wall if you do not have a healthy GI tract. That's the big difference. And so you want to make sure that the intestines, where there's those tiny hair-like fibers, the villi, and those smaller microvilli, that when they are healthy, they can actually absorb the nutrients from your supplements and from your food, so that you get them to the capillaries, so they get to the bloodstream to then re-feed your body where it needs it, to your brain, to all the systems we talked about, cardiovascular system. As well as, yes, there's a tummy tamer in your E omega, and there's a tummy tamer in the MV, the multivitamin. But we still need a lot of enzyme support. So you could, of course, eat enzyme-rich foods, pineapple, and all sorts to help you digest. But if you're not doing that, what's awesome is you could do the doTERRA enzymes, so that you really start digesting your food with grace and ease. And you can clean up old issues in their GI tract by taking a doTERRA enzyme in the morning on an empty stomach, and in the evening on an empty stomach before you go to bed. That's another remedy with the Restore and Renew kit that they recommend. And I definitely think that's an awesome remedy, as well as with the probiotic that I didn't talk about. I thought I had a slide about it, but I don't. You could do 10 days of the probiotic, and you could do a probiotic with each meal, so 3 a day. And that will also reset your small and large intestinal health with good bacteria, okay? So that is what I had to share with you all about the Lifelong Vitality supplements and why they are so awesome. So I'm gonna come back and get our screen back up to show me. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Any questions? Okay.
You did good.
Thanks, guys. I will post this recording, and you can share it with anybody who feel would benefit from knowing, how awesome doTERRA's supplements are as a version 3. Okay.
Thank you so much, Elasa.
You're welcome. And I will also post this PowerPoint on the Build Terra page for anyone who wants to use it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.